morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. I'm from sunny Cornwall this morning. It's a beautiful morning. Paul, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Fine, and it's Friday.
It's Friday.
The
I'm
VSA
down
is moving.
I'm down in Cornwall. I'm not sure what progress is being made here in the last fortnight, but then you can't expect mining to move forward in a fortnight. Everything takes 20 years in mining. Got to be very, very patient. I hope I'm wrong there. Right, Paul, the markets are pretty quiet this morning. I mean, we've got gold sitting around 37.50, silver at 45, so everybody's happy there. Copper price obviously has spiked up a little bit. So all the commodity prices are pointing in the right direction. But what news have you got this morning?
Right. Much of the press releases out this morning are about Australian firms meeting their regulatory requirements and getting their annual statements posted by the end of the month here in September. Of a note on the London market, though, I wanted to flag up here a couple of stories. First of all, we had the gemstone or colored gemstone producer Gemfields Group had turned to an interim period loss from what had been a profit a year ago. That based on the poor sales as well as an increase in debt. And they did opt not to pay an interim dividend this time. So the news on the bad side for Gemfields here on a year-on-year comparative basis. For Jangada mines, the AIM-quoted Brazil Explorer, they are now focusing their story now on gold down in Brazil as they have sold off their Uganda or their shareholder interest in AIM-quoted Blenco Resources, who is the Uganda graphite developer. Jangada will now concentrate on their 7,200 hectare Paranaíta gold porphyry property down in Brazil. And ultimately, they hope to develop this indicative resource of about 210,000 ounces toward a 20,000 ounce per annum operation. So that will take some time yet, but it's a clear shift in focus for Jangada. And also wanted to mention, too, this press release out by Keras Resources, Keras AIM-quoted company that has had a position, though not very active, in the West Africa country of Togo for many, many years. They have had a manganese deposit called Nayega there in Togo that has been sitting idle and stale simply because the government itself is very ill-equipped or inexperienced in progressing a commercial-scale Western public company metallic mine operations. Well, the good news here is where the country had come to a formalized cooperative agreement with Keras some months ago. And finally, Nayega has begun producing manganese. They are working toward a nameplate capacity of 8,000 tons a month and they have in fact shipped and sold 2,700 tons of manganese ore in containers and received payment for those tons as well. So just a tip of the hat, I would say, to the long-suffering management of Keras for finally getting some revenue story out of this, and wishing that Togo gets a very good experience out of this, where further mine development in that country can progress.
Good. Well, it's always nice to see an African country starting to work. We're always hopeful that some of the ones that are on, should we say, the naughty step, like Mali and Burkina Faso, maybe also come in from the cold. And I'm actually starting to hear some sort of feelings from certain people who operate in those countries that actually they are starting to regret some of their past and trying to be a bit more friendly. But we will see. On that note, everybody have a great weekend. And Paul, I think you'll be back with Ollie on Monday. Thank you.
Very good.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.